It was a gamble that nearly fell apart before it even started. What happened when Columbus finally set sail in 1492, chasing a dream everyone thought was doomed? How did he survive storms, a scared crew, and an ocean that seemed endless? Stay with me, because this story of courage, chaos, and a shocking discovery is nothing like you learned in school. It's August 3rd, 1492, and Christopher Columbus is standing on the deck of the Santa Maria, staring west into the unknown. After years of begging Spain for ships, he's finally got his shot to sail to Asia by going west. This video is all about what happened on that first voyage, the risks, the fights, and the moment that changed the world. We're diving into the raw, messy truth of Columbus's journey across the Atlantic. The big problem is this: Columbus is sailing into a giant question mark. No one's crossed the Atlantic like this before. His crew's terrified, his ships are small, and his plan is based on a hunch that the world's smaller than it is. If he's wrong, they're all dead, starving, lost, or worse. How does he keep it together for weeks at sea, with mutiny brewing and no land in sight? Let's break it down and see what happened when Columbus set sail. Picture the scene in Palos, Spain. It's early morning, and 3 ships, the Santa Maria, Niña, and Pinta, are ready to go. Columbus has about 90 men, a mix of sailors, merchants, and a few shady characters, promised pardons to join. The ships are loaded with food like hard biscuits, salted meat, and beans, plus water barrels that'll turn gross fast. They've got compasses, astrolabes for navigating by stars, and some trade goods, beads, bells, cloth, for whoever they meet in Asia. Columbus is pumped, but his crew, not so much. They're whispering about sea monsters and falling off the edge of the world. The first few days are easy. They sail south to the Canary Islands, a Spanish outpost, to repair the ships and catch favorable winds. The Pinta's rudder breaks, which is a bad start, but they patch it up. Columbus spends a month here, tweaking the Niña's sails and stocking more supplies. He's nervous, but trying to act like he's got it all under control. On September 6th, 1492, they left the Canaries and headed west into the open Atlantic. No turning back now. Here's where things get rough. The ocean's massive, way bigger than Columbus thought. He's betting Asia's about 3,000 miles away, based on his shaky math and old maps. In reality, it's over 6,000 miles to Asia, and he's got no idea there's a whole continent in between. The crew's packed tight, sleeping on deck, eating cold food, and dealing with seasickness. The Santa Maria is slow and clunky, while the Niña and Pinta zip ahead, sometimes losing sight of each other. Columbus keeps 2 logs, one with real distances, one with shorter numbers to keep the crew from freaking out. After a week, they hit the trade winds, steady breezes that push them west. It's a lucky break, but it also means they're going deeper into the unknown. Days turn into weeks, and there's nothing but water. The crew starts grumbling. They signed up for a quick trip, not a death march. Columbus tries to keep them calm, pointing out signs like floating seaweed or birds, saying land's close. But he's guessing. His maps don't show this part of the world, because no one's been here. At least, no one from Europe. Let's talk about the crew's fear. These guys aren't explorers. They're regular sailors used to hugging the coast. Stories about sea monsters and boiling oceans are real to them. By late September, they're asking Columbus, "Where's Asia? Where's the land?" He doesn't have a good answer. He's navigating by dead reckoning, guessing his position based on speed and direction. His tools, like the astrolabe, are tricky to use on a rocking ship. Every day without land makes the crew more restless. Some start whispering about turning back. Around October 1st, things get tense. The crew's openly complaining, and the captains of the Niña and Pinta, Vicente Pinzon and Martin Pinzon, are feeling the pressure. Columbus doubles down, promising gold and riches if they keep going. He's banking on his hunch that Asia's just over the horizon. He also leans on his faith, writing in his journal that God is guiding him. But the crew doesn't care about his prayers. They want land now. Here's a wild detail. Columbus spots things that keep hope alive. On September 25th, he thinks he sees land, but it's just clouds. On October 7th, birds fly overhead, and the crew gets excited. Birds mean land, right? They change course to follow, but it's a dead end. These false alarms mess with everyone's heads, but Columbus uses them to buy time. He's playing a mental game, keeping the crew from mutiny while he prays for a miracle. The tension builds through early October. The crew's on edge, and Columbus is running out of tricks. On October 10th, things hit a boiling point. The men confront Columbus, demanding that he turn back. They're low on water, food's running out, and they're convinced they'll die out here. Columbus makes a deal. 3 more days. If they don't find land by October 12th, they'll turn around. It's a desperate move. He's got no idea if land's close, but he's betting everything on it. The climax hits on October 11th, 1492. Late at night, a sailor on the Pinta shouts, "Tierra!" Land. Columbus sees a light in the distance, like a flickering candle. He's not sure what it is, but it's enough to keep the crew awake. At 2 a.m. on October 12th, Rodrigo de Triana, a lookout on the Pinta, spots white cliffs glowing in the moonlight. It's an island, later called San Salvador, somewhere in the Bahamas. Columbus has done it. He's found land. The crew's cheering, but here's the twist. Columbus thinks it's Asia. He's got no clue he's stumbled onto a new world. On October 12th, Columbus and his men row ashore. He plants a Spanish flag, claims the island for King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, and kneels to thank God. The locals, the Taíno people, watch from the shore, curious and friendly. Columbus writes in his journal that they're gentle and have gold jewelry, which gets him excited. He's sure he's near the riches of Asia, maybe Japan or China. The crew's relieved, but they're also exhausted, still unsure what they've found. Let's zoom out for a second. This voyage, 33 days from the Canaries to land, was an insane feat. The Santa Maria, Niña, and Pinta crossed over 3,000 miles of open ocean, something no European had done before. Columbus's bad math got him here, but so did his stubbornness and leadership. He kept a mutinous crew going, navigated with crude tools, and hit land just before everything fell apart. But he's wrong about where he is, and that mistake will shape everything that follows. What does this first voyage tell us? It's a story of guts, luck, and a colossal misunderstanding. Columbus set sail in search of Asia and found something else entirely. His journey wasn't just a trip. It was the start of a new era, for better and worse. The open question is, what happens when Columbus meets the people of this new world? That's where the story gets even crazier. Columbus's first voyage shows what happens when you dare to chase the impossible. He wasn't perfect. His math was off. His crew was scared. But he made it happen. The Atlantic wasn't just an ocean. It was a wall he broke through. Want to know what went down when he met the Taíno? Check out the following video. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video with others.